guys, thank you for doing this. I know doing videos is your favorite thing to do. Not.
I love it.
Please introduce yourselves and tell me your name, your grade, and where you go to school.
Hi, I'm Jackie. I go by she, her, or they, them. I am 16 years old, and I'm a sophomore. I'm currently homeschooled, but ordinarily, in non-COVID times, I go to the School of Liberal Arts.
Nice.
Hello, my name is Ella Jane Hoffmaster, and I am a freshman at Booker T. Washington High School.
So, Ella Jane, I almost called you Jane. I know who you are. Ella Jane. I know you just joined CR, obviously, as a freshman. Why did you join CR? How did you learn about this place?
I learned about CR because my friend Thomas was like, hey, you should come with me to Chain Reaction Orientation today. So I was like, okay, sounds fun. I don't really know what this is. And I came, and well, it's kind of a long story. So I have dyslexia and dysgraphia. So those are two different learning disabilities. Dyslexia, I feel like more people know about. It's, oh, the words fall off the page, yada, yada, yada. Dysgraphia is more of basically my brain doesn't like to talk to my hands, so I can't really write very well. So I came in, I didn't really talk to Kristen about any of that issues beforehand because, I mean, I don't really like to be like, hi, I'm this kid who has this. So I came in and with Thomas, but I couldn't do any of the projects they had because they were not accommodating. So I did the orientation, but I was like, yeah, Mom, I don't think I want to do it. And she was like, okay, that's fine. So then Kristen was like, hey, well, did EJ have fun at the orientation? And then my mom was like, well, but yes, but she doesn't want to do it because, and Kristen was like, oh, well, then we can just make adjustments and have her do what she's good at. And I was like, okay. So then second semester I joined, and basically I just talked to my interns and they came up with projects that I was capable of doing, and yay.
And now you don't feel like, oh, I'm that kid. It was just a one and done.
I don't think people know about it.
No,
Like,
you're just like, this is what I do when
I
I'm
just
here.
show up and I'm like, oh, I can't really do that. Can I do something else? And they're like, yeah, sure. I'm like, okay.
Nice. Okay. Jackie, how did you learn about Chain Reaction? And you just joined.
I joined at the beginning of this year.
That's what I thought too.
Yes.
Okay. And how did you hear about it?
I did not hear about it from any of my friends, actually. My parents signed me up because I have been kind of lacking in community service hours,
Okay.
and I have kind of been needing like something to do other than just sit at home all day.
Mhm.
So my parents signed me up for Chain Reaction, and I thought I found it was cool. I found some really neat people like Miss Ella Jane here, and I've been having fun. It's
So,
been cool.
and that brings me to my next question. So, do you think Chain Reaction is a positive place? And what makes it more positive than maybe a typical high school?
I think it's very positive. I feel like that it's more inclusive and less like, it puts you in less of a box than typical high schools do. There aren't like groups or exclusive gangs or anything, you know?
The CR gang.
Come to the dark side to community service.
I like it. I like it, Jackie. Go on.
Okay. So it's more of like a kind of a less exclusive place.
Were you nervous when you first came?
I was like, you know, I always have trouble like putting myself into new social situations.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like I'm afraid of striking people as giving people the wrong first impression.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather people view me as the quiet kid who sits alone in the corner
Mhm.
than the weird, annoying kid who's always up in everybody's business.
Okay.
So that was like the first thing that I did kind of. But after coming here several times, I warmed up to everybody and started to, you know, be a little more outward.
Yes, I would say that because we always talk about the quiet kids because we want to make sure that you're happy.
Yes.
And I remember hearing like, ooh, Jackie seems like she's having a great time. And so we noticed that. So I would totally agree with you. Ella Jane, what about you? Do you think it's a positive place?
I think CR is a very positive place because well, for one, I always feel better after I've been to CR than beforehand. I'll be like, wow, I had a great day. I got to see so many positive people. And I think it's really cool because CR opens opportunities for you to talk to people you normally wouldn't. There can be the really popular kid at school, the theater kid, and then the band kid all come together and talk and do community service.
Well, and I think that's a really good point. And so I'll go with that. Like, I think sometimes, like Jackie, what you mentioned is you don't have to fit into a box. And everyone has different challenges. And I like to call them uniqueness or special qualities. And so for some of us that might be more aware of our challenges or unique qualities, we get a little intimidated. But I've also learned after doing this for a long time that there's sometimes kids that you think look perfect feel like they're even more special or awkward or whatever than you would imagine. So what I feel like we do here, and I'd love y'all to share with the board, is I think we're really good at like not labeling or not putting you in the box. And it's not like A has to talk to B and you be nice. It just seems like the environment
facilitates that.
Oh, good word, Jackie. Good word.
Hey.
Facilitates that. You
Not
get the
much.
gold star.
I
So
see.
yes, talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I think that the atmosphere is really open and kind of calming and inclusive. And like I said in my impeccable English, it facilitates socializing and meeting new friends and, not like everybody just kind of, away from each other.
Yeah. And we've even done that. Both of you've come when we've had masks on.
Yeah.
And 6
True.
feet apart. So I even think that's like even a bigger accomplishment when we've even had to have you separated. I
Yeah.
think that's really awesome. I also would like to say, and Ella Jane, you're like me. We're not quiet people. No, we're not at all. But so I'll throw this to Jackie and then ask the same question to you. I think another thing we do well, and feel free to tell us if we don't, is we let you be quiet. Like we don't. If that's what you want to be the whole time, we're going to check in to make sure you're happy there, but we let you feel good in your space and how you like to be. And what we see is a lot of times people get more comfortable with that and then are like, no, I want to talk more, or I will stand in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we don't force people to be quiet. We don't like we don't force people to be quiet, and we don't force people to be loud. We don't force people to talk to everybody. If somebody is having an off day and is just kind of in a not so great place, then we don't force people to, get in and get involved. If they want to do that, they can just, chill out.
Yeah. And I think that even happened. You and I had a conversation once where they're like, oh, Jackie's having an off day. Or we were wondering. And you're like, it's just an off day. So we check in on you. But we always say leaders flip the switch. But sometimes flipping the switch is being quiet. That's not unprofessional.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah. All right. What about you, my little loud one that I love?
I think CR definitely opens a place for all different personality types. Like, I know there's one person in one of my projects, and I'll usually say, hey, how are you? And good, we'll have a minor conversation. But for the rest of the time, she works independently and doesn't like to talk to people, and no one pressures her into doing that. And then sometimes when she's been doing really good on now, she introduces herself, she plays in the games, and she slowly comes in. And I really enjoy that CR allows you to watch people come out of their bubbles almost and see growth through everybody.
So anything else that you want to share with my board? Because we are, again, asking them to raise money.
You should give money to CR.
No, they want you to ask your parents to give money to CR.
Oh, okay. I'll ask my mom and dad.
Is there anything else that through this experience, how do you think it's going to help you? I know you're a freshman and sophomore, so you're more in the beginning stages of high school, but how do you think it's going to help you with your education and just your own becoming the best version of yourself?
Well, for me, CR has already done a lot in the first semester that I've been there. One thing I like is, so usually, like when I first communicated to Kristen about my specialness, I guess that's a word.
Extra specialness, yeah, I love it.
Stuff. And then basically, but she didn't go to the interns for me and said, okay, this is Ella Jane, this is what she needs. No, I still had to go to them and say, hi, this is what's up. Is there anything else I can do? So I had to take initiative to do that for myself. So I think CR teaches you how to transition into the professional workplace through having to communicate through yourself. And also, I mean, we don't use the word miss, so you're relying on yourself.
Nice. What about you, Jackie? Anything else that you think CR has helped you education-wise or going to help you become the best version of yourself?
I think it has helped me realize that, like, even if I don't think I will be able to function or fit in a place, I usually will. As long as, you know, the people are accepting and nice. So I think that my chosen profession, which is railroading, becoming a member of a train crew, that can somewhat of a independent profession, because train crews are, you know, 2 people out on a train in the middle of nowhere sometimes, can be pretty lonely. But there is plenty of socializing as well. So I think that Chain Reaction has helped me prepare for the social part of that. And also, you know, you're stuck with one person in the cab of the locomotive, which is like it's like maybe 10, 12 feet wide.
Right.
And you're stuck there with them for up to 12 hours at a time. So you have to learn to talk to the person. Otherwise, you're going to get really bored.
Yeah. Well, and then you can just share really fun CR stories. So hopefully you just need to keep notes and journals and share CR things. So maybe that will keep you entertained in your stuckness.
And then they'll give money to CR.
Oh my God,
I
it's
know,
a
it's
funding
brilliant,
plan.
right?
I love it. We'll be like, why do all these railroaders keep sending us money? Like, Jackie, yes. Well, I just want to thank both of you. I hope, obviously, this will be, maybe we can make another video in 2 years when you're all seniors and juniors. But thank you for what you do, and thank you for doing a video with us.
Thank you
You're
for
very
asking
welcome.
us.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.